It's the 22nd of December, and it's time for the 22nd entry in my 24 ghost stories for Christmas. That was quite a tongue twister. Anyway, we're nearly there. We've only got three more, including this one to do, and maths. And this time round, I'm actually going to talk about two stories, which I guess kind of makes this 25 ghost stories for Christmas, but uh, I'll let you know why I want to mention both stories together. The reason is that I've talked a lot about, you know, various different types of media. You know, I've talked about short stories, films, plays, radio plays. And the thing is, most of the ghost stories that I've talked about have all been geared towards being frightening and chilling in some way. But these two stories are not geared towards that. You know, they are actually there to just they're there to promote a little bit of laughter. That's why they've been written. The first story I want to talk about is The Open Window, which is like I think it's like 2 pages long. It's by an author called, well, his pen name was Saki, from 1914, and it's one of his most popular short stories. It's a story about a man who has been suffering from a nervous disposition, and he has been instructed by his doctor to go and visit different people, converse with different people, and that would hopefully help his nervousness. So he's went to this house to visit a woman, and he is greeted by her young niece, who's 15 years old. The niece sits with this man in a lounge, waiting for the aunt to come downstairs. While they sit there, they look out throughout these sort of big open French windows that look out into the back of the estate of this big house, which goes out into the countryside. While the main character is there, the niece begins to tell him this story about how the aunt is a little bit mad because 3 years to that day she lost her husband and her two brothers. The three of them went out to go hunting in the woods, and they never came back. I think it was they got caught in some sort of dodgy bog ground or something like that. And the story is about how she's relating this to the man, and telling him that she waits and leaves these windows open because she always thinks that they will return. That's as far as I'll go with it. I'm kind of ruining it by telling you that this is not a serious ghost story. You're going to read it now and think, well, something's not what it seems. But it is quite funny, and it sort of made me laugh. It's brilliantly, expertly written. It's fantastic short story. Saki was like an incredible writer, and it really draws you in, and you feel a little bit of a fool when you're reading it as well, which is always a good thing. Make your readers feel foolish. I would definitely recommend it. It's a very short story. So yeah, that's one story that I want to talk about. It's just sort of comedic in many ways, but it does have chills in it in the build up. The second story is A Ghost Story, that's the name of it, by Mark Twain. Mark Twain, one of the greatest writers of all time. Many people are surprised to find out that he did in fact write a short ghost story, but again, all is not what it seems. Mark Twain was a real intellectual. He was very, very funny, very witty, and his wit just it's just throughout his writing. You know, the things that he wrote, they're full of that type of thing. You know, they're full of his wit. And I wish I was as eloquent as Mark Twain, but instead you get me going and find it difficult to describe what I'm talking about. Anyway, A Ghost Story has a funny background to it. It's about a man going up to a hotel room, and he tries to get to sleep, and we get everything that we've ever heard about in a ghost story. We get rattling chains, apparitions, knocks, footsteps, mists. We get faces. We get, you know, coming out of the dark. We get everything that you could have in a ghost story. It's like Mark Twain threw the kitchen sink at this story, but he does it for a reason. It is supposed to be kind of ridiculous, and we realise that it's tied into, I guess if you go and read it, you should probably know the background to it, which is there was a, and I think it was 1869. There was a body found in Cardiff in New York called the Cardiff Giant, and it was supposedly the body of a petrified giant. It went on display, loads of people went to see it. Obviously, it ended up being a hoax. P.T. Barnum tried to buy it before it was proven to be a hoax, and because of the amount of money people were making out of it, and instead they said no. The owners of the Cardiff Giant said no. So P.T. Barnum actually made his own, a fake, and then displayed it in his museum, and well, not museum, his no, displayed it wherever it was. I can't remember where P.T. Barnum displayed things, so I'm not going to go there. But he displayed it. This is going badly, and he made a lot of money off of it, claiming that this was the real Cardiff Giant. This was a real petrified giant. So the story involves this sort of funny situation where it turned out that the owners of the original Cardiff Giant tried to sue P.T. Barnum, and then the judge said, well, this is obviously a fake. You can't sue someone for copying a fake. You can't sue someone for a fake of a fake, basically. And that's where the famous quote of a sucker's born every minute arose from this, but it wasn't actually P.T. Barnum that said it. A lot of people think it was, but it was someone talking about P.T. Barnum. Anyway, so the ghost story is linked to that. I don't really want to ruin how, but you understand it a little bit more if you know the backstory of it. And it's just a little funny take on this whole situation where you've got these two bodies. One's a fake, and at that point maybe which one's the fake, and how a ghost might be slightly confused by that. So that's the two stories I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to just get into short stories before I go on tomorrow, and on Christmas Eve I'll be talking about the two very famous stories and films based around Christmas. I think you can probably guess what they are, and I keep saying that, but I'm sure you probably can guess what they are. I'm going to talk about them. I'm really looking forward to doing that, and I just wanted to get these two short stories in there. So excuse me for turning this into the 25 ghost stories for Christmas, but that's just what happened. Anyway, I hope you're all having a really good Christmas. I hope none of you are having to do last minute shopping. I finally got everything sorted. I had one other present to get today. I got it. It was a nightmare. Place was absolutely mobbed. But I hope you're all having a good time. Don't drink too much. Actually drink shitloads. Forget I said that. And enjoy yourself, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.